Welcome to My The Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to My The Asshole Podcast. My goodness. Woo! It is another beautiful Tuesday episode. My goodness, man. Woo, is time flying. This year is already almost over. We got crazy shit happening all the time, all over the world. And I'm just glad that you guys are here, man, watching the podcast, listening to the podcast. I appreciate it so much. Man, I know we got some juicy stuff to get into today. I'm really excited for today's episode. Today's episode is going to be a pretty interesting one. If you saw the title, you know what thread we're going over today. It is, what is the most disturbing confession you've ever heard? All right, so let's see what disturbing shit people have confessed to you guys. All right, so let's get on into it. I'm excited. Okay. So, to make it short, he confessed that his wife cheated on him with the neighbor. He was completely lost when, after posting it on Reddit for advices, he tried to file for divorce. His wife killed their children to not let him get custody. I think she got life sentences. Damn right she did. What the fuck? So because she cheated, homeboy was like, I do not want to be in this marriage anymore. I'm taking my children and we're getting the hell out of here. She said, I'm about to axe murder my children so you can't have them. Woo! Out the gate with a goddamn banger, son. That is crazy, bro. Woo! Oh my God. What is the most disturbing confession that you have ever heard? The story about this one guy played a prank on his brother, trying to make him slip in the bathroom and ended up accidentally crippling him for life. Whoa. Oh, see, sometimes, man, for me personally, I can't get into the whole prank and shit. Because I can't stand to see somebody like that I know or that I'm like cool with, or my friend or buddy or brother or whatever. I can't stand to see them like get hurt. Even if it's funny. Now, if it's an accidental thing, say we're just, out doing our thing, la-da-da-da-deedle, you know what I mean? And they slip or whatever, or they like misstep and almost fall. Now, that's funny to me. But purposely doing it, I don't think is funny. I don't at all. Because I think that's just kind of fucked up. Things could go wrong. Things could go terribly wrong. And now this nigga is paralyzed. That's insane. Woo! All right. What's the most disturbing confession that you have ever heard? The guy who fucked up the gas line at his apartment complex and killed everyone inside? Whoa, son, what the fuck? Wow. No, my man thought he was handy manny out here, and it was just like, oh yeah, lickety split, fix that gas line like it was nothing, clicked it, boom, damn. Whoo! Hey, bruh, this is gonna be a 1,000 Ways to Die type episode, man. Where shit just like shit that's just normal, things that are just regular, whatever, everyday occurrences, and it's like, damn, son, it'd be this type of shit that make you like not want to leave the house, but it's like even in your house you can die. God, that is crazy. What is the most disturbing confession you've ever heard? There was a dude a week or so back that admitted to hitting and killing a young lady in California some years ago. This was in the comment section, and reasoning for telling about it was that the statute of limitations was up, so nothing could be done about it. He even named the intersection of the two streets that it happened at. Someone else replied to his admission with a link to the article about the whole situation, all by chance because this person remembered reading about it way back then when, and even knew the intersection and the two streets the dude mentioned in his admission. That's crazy. Imagine holding on to that, because the statute of limitation is usually like 10 years or so. So imagine holding on to that information of that you vehicle manslaughtered somebody 10 or so years ago, and then you decide to tell somebody and they happen to know the intersection that you're talking about and the article that you're talking about. Woo! And they're like, you're lucky. You're lucky I can't do nothing about it. Damn, man. That's insane, dude. That's insane. Oh, bruh. Hey. You know, there's some people that just got skeletons in their closet like that. You know what I mean? All right. What is the most disturbing confession that you've ever heard? Some 12-year-old admitted that they put bleach in their abusive dad's coffee to kill him, and he saw the dad drinking the coffee. He realized he had made a mistake and asked if his dad was going to die. The kid was scared of going to jail. I still think about this kid sometimes. Yo, I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I understand the reasoning for it, but I mean, we got Google nowadays, you know, you got to look up ways of just, I don't know, being able to deal with these kind of situations, especially as a kid. I understand how tough that can be. And, you know, you're so like in your feelings and in your emotions, and you're just like, oh, I just want it to be gone immediately. You know, I don't want to have to wait for anything else. And it really sucks for those kids who have those really abusive situations, you know what I mean? And that just, oh, that sucks. That sucks. But I honestly think that, like, going the killing route is never the way to go. You know, that's never the way to go, to want to go that far to, like, get rid of somebody. Again, I fully understand why the kid wanted to do it. I'm sure the dad was abusive. I'm sure the dad was, you know, doing some crazy shit, this and that, probably a druggie, drunk, whatever. But yeah, throwing your life away when your life just started is not the answer. You know, man. All right, what is the most disturbing confession you've ever heard? Probably the post where the OP finds out her husband recorded the birth of their child and put it on the internet for birthing fetishes. That's insane. That's insane. There are dudes who are beating their meat to you coming out of your mom. What in the hell has society got itself into, bro? I personally, I'll never understand what the world has got into, because, bruh, there are dudes who are beating their meat to you coming out your mom. That's insane, son. That's insane. Wow, what does this episode come to, bruh? See, and every once in a while we be having, you know, threads and like scenarios and stuff like that are just absolutely insane. And boy, this is one of them. Woo! Oh my God, this is one of them, because, dude, there ain't no way in hell. There ain't no way in hell. I would be okay with that. Oh, shit. All right, what is the most disturbing confession that you've ever heard? The guy who thought that semen is the seed of life and therefore ejaculated into his mouth for years, thinking it was good for him. Oh, what the hell? So my man was nutting and eating his own semen, thinking that it would be healthy for him and extend his life. Okay. All right. I guess so. All right. Hey, man. From, one freaky motherfucker to another freaky motherfucker. It just, people be having some wild, and I mean wild fetishes. They really do. People be having some wild ass fetishes. And I'm just like, bro, you're insane. You're insane. What is the most disturbing confession you've ever heard? The girl whose boyfriend never wipes his ass because he thinks it's gay to touch it. That's insane. Why in the hell would you date a dude who doesn't wipe his ass? Why? Why? Craziness. I wonder how long she had to be in a relationship with him to figure that out. You know what I mean? I wonder how long. Because there ain't no way in hell she wasn't smelling that nigga. I guarantee you he was smelling like that straight ass, bro. You know? And then, she was having sex with this dude. Homeboy is over top of her, humping her with a dirty booty hole. That's crazy, bruh. That is crazy. My man was over here on top of her, humping her with a dirty booty hole. Man. All right. Hey. Again, I want to know how long it took her to realize homeboy wasn't really washing his ass. Yeah. God. What's the most disturbing confession you've ever heard? There was a post years ago about some guy bragging about how he hates motorcyclists and he would commonly run them off the road. He even stated that he was certain a few of them wound up in the hospital crippled or worse. It took about 2 days to find the guy. His account completely disappeared from the site. About a month later, he shows back up with another account saying that he had lost his job, has a high level of EXE or something. I have no idea what that is. His wife divorced him. Their daughters had to be pulled out of school, and he had to move to a different state and changed his name because of all the death threats. No idea what happened to him in the end. So, wow. So my man, okay, I won't lie to you. Okay, let me start off with this. He didn't like motorcyclists, so what he would do is in his car, he would run these motorcyclists off the road. They would crash and fall off their motorcycle, and he would keep driving. Apparently, he did this a fuck ton amount of times to the point where he confessed it online. They found him, doxed him. He lost his job, his wife, his daughter, everything. He had to change his name, all that shit. And then what happened? And then he had to go to a different state and so on and so forth. So that's insane. I ain't gonna lie to you. And what I was gonna say is in Grand Theft Auto, I like to hit the motorcyclist all the time. I ain't gonna lie to you. I be having impulsive thoughts about that. Like, I'm just driving and I'm just like, man, I could just run into this motorcycle dude, like, wham, you fell off your motorcycle, because I just think it's funny when I do it in GTA, but I don't do it in real life. Like, nigga, that you could tell that is the type of person where they let intrusive thoughts win. All right, that is a person where they let intrusive thoughts win. And when you let intrusive thoughts win, bro, nothing good comes from that. Absolutely nothing good comes from that. So, hey, do you think, man? I hope that he doesn't do it anymore because of all that he lost. But God, woo, okay. What is the most disturbing confession you've ever heard? The kid got addicted to heroin just trying it and ended up ruining everything. Damn, and they do say that one is the most addictive drug. In middle school, a friend of mine, his brother was in a gang, and all the gang dudes would hang out at his house and stuff like that. His house was the trap house, and so I remember one day there was a guy that I had met. I don't remember his name, but he was a Mexican dude. He was a real tall Mexican dude. He was a real ladies man, all the girls liked him or whatever, but he was really addicted to shooting up. And I remember one day, my homie's brother was like, yo, you need to stop. You need to cut that shit out. Like, you need to cut that hard shit out because it's really going to fuck you up. And he's just like, oh, nah, man, I know what I'm doing, blah, 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 this and that. All right. So fast forward. I don't know how long fast forward, but because this was a long time ago, but fast forward, homeboy's like, oh yeah, I'm going to use the bathroom. We're going to leave to go to the mall. And he's like, oh yeah, let me go use the bathroom real quick and I'll be out there. I'll meet y'all. So we're in the car and we're waiting and it's like 15, 20 minutes. And they're like, hey, yo, Aaron, go in there and see what he's doing, man. And I was like, all right, bro. And so I knocked on the door and I was like, yo, you in there, man? I didn't hear nothing. So then I opened the door and dude is sitting on the toilet, blue in the face with a needle in his arm. And he's like, just gone. I rush back outside and I'm like, yo, homeboy's dead. And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, homeboy is dead. So they rush in there, see homeboy on the toilet, needle, blue in the face, knock the fuck out. They grab him, they throw him in the car, they drive to the hospital, they leave me and my friend there. I go home because I'm traumatized at this point. I go home and yeah, I never see them ever again. I don't even talk to that friend no more. None of that shit. It was an insane thing, and that's why, yes, when they say heroin is addictive, it is probably one of the most addictive drugs. Woo! Up into the end, man. God, it's crazy. All right, what is the most disturbing confession you've ever heard? Hopefully my story then was not the most disturbing story you've ever heard. Hopefully not. But hey, it's something that actually happened to me. All right, what is the most disturbing confession you've ever heard? Not the most disturbing, but very sad. A young girl catfished a woman pretending to be a man the same age as her. Wait, hold on. A young girl catfished a woman pretending to be a man the same age as her. Okay, so this young girl was pretending to be a dude? All right. To get a woman? And convinced her to move states and leave her entire life behind. Wow. The woman thought that she was going to meet her new boyfriend and start a new life. Then when she got off her flight and went to the place that they were scheduled to meet, the woman emailed her to find out where he was. The girl then deleted her email address and never spoke to the woman again.
Bruh.
That's insane. You destroyed this woman's life. And I guarantee you, she quit her job and was like, woo, yeah, fuck you. I quit. Going to go live with my boyfriend. I'm doing my thing. You know what I mean? Sold probably her place. Probably sold all her furniture. You know what I mean? Packed up what she could. Spent her last schmeckles on a one-way flight, I'm sure. And was like, I'm about to start a new life with somebody that didn't exist. Oh, no. Bruh, I could never. Yeah, man. Wow. Wow, bro, this thread is crazy. This thread's got so many gems in it. It's insane. What is the most disturbing confession you've ever heard? In Lambda of a son admitting years of sexual relationships with his biological mother during his teenage years, describing the experience as nurturing, full of love and respect, a safe place. Apparently, the father knew about it and was full of acceptance. According to him, his parents were stronger than ever, and yes, the mom had sex with had sex with either of them. I guess he meant to say both of them. It was just too bizarre. What the fuck? Huh? This dude was clapping his mom's cheeks with the dad. And the dad was cool with it. The mom was cool with it. What the fuck? That is insane. How could you even want to do that with your own mom? You know what I mean? Like, whoa. That's absolutely disgusting, if I'm being honest with you. Why would you want to do that with your own mom? Oh my God. I mean, Jesus Christ. That is just insane to fathom and think about. Wanting to do that with your own mom. Woo! Okay. Yeah, man, we're going to move on. That's insane. What is the most disturbing confession that you have heard? Not nearly as bad as all of these, but a guy basically gambling his and his sister's inheritance plus their house on Bitcoin. IIRC, his sister was a minor. Oh, I guess that IIRC is something like, I don't know. Y'all niggas be using acronyms I don't know shit about. His sister was a minor. And he was trusted to not touch her part of the inheritance until she was 18 to use it for college. Well, he thought he could invest in Bitcoin without knowing anything about it and sold when it dipped and lost everything. He then sold the house his parents left him, that him and his sister currently lived in, for like $10K. Wait. This nigga sold a house for $10,000 and tried asking how to invest it. People on the sub called him a dumbass and a gambling addict, but he refused any advice and just wanted to know about Bitcoin. They ended up homeless. His sister hated him for ruining her life, but he was determined to flip the rest of the money into millions. Bro, poor fucking sister, bro. Like, just the fact that you sat there and gambled her life away is insane to me. That is insane to me that you gambled her life away. Like, what the fuck, dude? Damn, man. I wonder what year this was. Because, I mean, obviously, Bitcoin had its big, climb, and then obviously that it had its big crash, and then it now it's kind of on its way back up. But dude, I mean, I wonder if he was like investing in meme coins and shit like that. I don't know, he could have been, but I'm not 100% sure. But the fact that dude was like he sold a house for $10K is crazy. Like, you're insane, dude. You should have just took your money, put it in there, and let it do its thing. Like, and then the sister's money, you shouldn't have touched that. That's insane. Now I wonder what the sister did. Like, did she have anywhere to go? Did she do anything? Because it was a thing where I don't think they had parents, right? I mean, I guess maybe not, because there was inheritance, so I think the parents were gone at that point. So, damn, dude. That's tough, bro. That is absolutely tough, man. Jeez. What is the most disturbing confession that you have ever heard? A girl who found dark crumbs in the bed sheets and on the floor for years, then found out that her husband is not wiping his ass and they were shit crumbs that the husband was scratching. She wanted to divorce him. Damn, yet another dude who doesn't wash his asshole. That's crazy. That is insane. Again, with the other girl, we don't know how long it took. That was just the boyfriend. She married this dirty motherfucker. So she probably it was probably a relationship where they never lived together until they got married. I think that's what happened. They didn't get married or they didn't start living together until they got married. And so then she found out, because I guarantee you, if they were living together before the marriage, there would have been no marriage because of that. That's nasty, bro. That is absolutely nasty. I mean, does it warrant divorce? I mean, have a conversation first and be like, yo, nigga, this is nasty. Wash your ass. Wipe your butt. Yeah, that's crazy. And if he's not willing to do it and he's like, oh, no, wiping your butt is gay because you have to touch your butthole. Like, bro, nah. Me, I wipe with wet wipes, son, and I be getting up in there. I'm making sure I am clean, baby. Ain't no way I'm having some doo-doo chips all over my bed. That's insane. All right. Okay, I'm going to do two more in the thread. What is the most disturbing confession that you've ever heard? There was one where a guy found out his father and his sisters were sleeping together and their mom knew about it but didn't do anything. What in the sweet home Alabama is going on here? What the fuck? Like, the sisters were just banging on the dad. Like, that's insane, bro. Insane. This had to have been like a brainwashing situation where, he was just like, oh yeah, you got to learn how to have some sex and you got to learn from your pop, oh golly, man. I shouldn't say that because oh man, if any of you have been following the Diddy case, apparently that's what Cassie had to call that nigga, pop. That's crazy to me. But hey, I mean, that's insane. There's no way I would ever want to have sex with a family member. I'm sorry, that's just disgusting. What is the most disturbing confession you've ever heard? This will be our last one for today's thread. A man admitted that he outed his ex-wife for cheating in a religious community, and then she got murdered by her cousins. He also said that he was aware of the risks and his ex-wife had asked him not to do it because she knew what was coming. I can't know that it is 100% true, but it still fucked me up. What the fuck? So the religious community was just like, you committed adultery. We are going to kill you for it. That's insane. Woo! Wow. That is insane. Wow. Man. Woo! All right. I guess we'll be ending the thread on that bombshell there. You let me know what you think about today's thread because, wow. The world is insane. The world's insane. This podcast continues to show me how insane the world we live in actually is, and how sexually deviant people are, how dangerous people are, how craziness just comes and spawns out of nowhere, man. Hope you guys enjoyed that thread. Woo! God damn, man. That was just absolutely crazy thread. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that thread. We are going to hop through announcements, then we'll get into today's confession time. If you have a crazy confession or a crazy story that somebody has confessed to you, definitely put it down in the comments, get a part of the thread. And yeah, man. So we'll hop to announcements. Patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to get your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show like these people did today. All right. So definitely get on down there, man. $3 a month. I do have a link for the Patreon itself because I used to have the Patreon link in my link tree, but obviously, a lot of people were like, oh, the link tree, I can't find it in there, or link tree is not working sometimes, or whatever the case may be. So it has its own link, so you'll be able to see the Patreon link. You just click that. Takes you there. $3 a month gets you that exclusive content. Almost 100 hours of content over there, man. So definitely check it all out, all right? Audio listeners, my Apple Podcast people, as well as my Spotify people. Appreciate you guys for all the downloads. Thank you guys so much for coming and listening to the show and hanging out, all that good stuff. I really appreciate the support. It shows that you guys are coming back every week and that you guys are doing the dang thing, man. I really appreciate it. Guess what, man? It's free. And if it's for free, then it's for me. And if you want to help out even more on the free 99 side, go ahead and help us out with a follow on TikTok and Instagram, as well as subscribing on YouTube. Okay. Subscribing on YouTube and liking and all that good stuff does help us out, man. I appreciate it so much. I've been noticing we've been kind of going up in subscribers. I do appreciate that as well. That means we're getting new people and new eyes out onto the show, and I appreciate you. If you are new, hi, hello, welcome, and hopefully you're here to stay, baby. All right, hopefully you're here to stay for all the craziness that goes on this show. But without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into today's confession time, and I read the title to this one and was like, holy shit, I need to do this one. So today's confession time the title is She Shit on Me.
What did he say?
That's insane. Let's get on into it. So I had a Tinder date with an older woman. We hit it off pretty nice, talked for an hour or so before we took it into the bedroom. Long story short, I was going hard and fast before I made her ride me. I forbid her to orgasm when I finally let her. I felt her squirt. She came hard, shaking uncontrollably, and suddenly I smelled something. The stench was unbearable. I thought she farted, but it was a lot more than that. My balls were completely covered in feces. Oh.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Oh, that's disgusting. The date ended after I took a shower. I'm really grossed out. Yeah, bro. Yeah, my man took the saying fuck the shit out of her, literally. Man, like homegirl just doo-dooed all over him. And that's gotta suck. That was an older lady too, so I know she was mad embarrassed. Like, oh shit, little too much fiber. God damn, bro. Hey. Yeah, man, that's why we don't mess with the older ones, sometimes they don't really got it all together, Damn, that's insane. That is insane. And my man, I guarantee you in the moment, he was just like, oh, this is the best sex ever. This shit's amazing. And then that right there killed it. Because I know it would for me. Your balls, and that sucks. She probably shit all over the bed. Oh, my man had to clean that up. Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty, bro. Woo! God damn. Hope you guys enjoyed that confession. Golly, we're going to get into today's scenario sent in by you lovely people. Oh, man. Hey, it is what it is sometimes. I'm going to get a swig of drink really quick, and we'll get right into it. All right. Woo. Doing all this goddamn talking. Okay, our first one. She was cheating on him since December. Okay. I recently got word from a friend that a girl in our high school was caught cheating on her boyfriend. It's been a while, but I'm out of the loop, and I just learned this. Anna, has been dating someone, Kyle, before she met Mark. So these are obviously fake names. Kyle and Anna broke up over what? I'm not sure. But things were petty, of course, because this is high school. Months later, Anna started dating Mark. Kyle was well aware of this, but despite that, since somewhere in December, Kyle and Anna had been hooking up. Oh, shit. Behind Mark's back. So while she was with Mark, she was getting clapped up by this Kyle guy, right? I think that's what was going on. Kyle and Anna had been hooking up behind Mark's back. Yeah, so Kyle and Anna have been clapping. So Kyle was clapping Anna's cheeks behind Mark's back. I'm unsure how Mark and the others found out, but eventually they did. And literally last week, a bunch of students went on a trip to Disneyland. My friend told me that while they were there, an argument broke out. Anna screamed and was hyperventilating, and her remaining friends, including Kyle, were searching for a paper bag. At first, my friend didn't know what was happening, but after learning some context, it was learned that Anna had just screamed at Mark while on the Disneyland trip. Because of her and Kyle were shunted by the majority of the people at school. From what I'm told, Kyle and Anna are still hooking up. Mark is garnering a line of women, all hoping to go to prom with him. Good for him, honestly. And practically everyone is keeping their distance away from Kyle and Anna because they like Kyle or Anna's a hoe. Yeah, I mean, shit. Let's be real here. I am too, even if I'm not in the popular kids circle. But learning about this cheating incident made me realize that maybe Kyle, who I've gone to school for a very long time with, is most likely just a shitty person. In middle school, I was the annoying neurodivergent kid, and he humiliated me by turning my friends against me and told me, "I'm sorry that you were born." So yeah, maybe Kyle finally got what was coming to him. Fuck you, dude, and fuck your bitch ass girlfriend too. I mean, hey, if I'm being honest with you, bro, it just lets you know that, like, this is a good life lesson, that not everybody is your friend, and sometimes you kind of have to just take people for who they are, and if you want to keep them in your life, you do, and if you don't, hey, let them go. I mean, that's just the way it goes sometimes, you know what I mean? And like I said, it's a good life lesson for you to just realize, like, not everybody is your friend. And that's something I had to learn, especially through my 20s, was that not everybody is your friend. I always tried to be the type of person where I tried to be friends with everybody, and, I try to get along with everybody and stuff like that. But the older you get, the more you realize, you know what? People just aren't worth being friends with. There are just some people who just aren't worth being friends with. Yes, there's going to be that small majority of people that you really rock with, that you really fuck with, and that really fuck with you. But if I'm being honest with you, it comes down to just knowing who is going to actually fuck with you and who is not. And that's just what it comes down to, my brother. That's just what it comes down. This also, goes with girls too, man. Sometimes there's girls that are going to be like, into you and in it for you and that kind of stuff. And then there are just some that are just, they're using you, they're not really there for you. They got ulterior motives, this and that. And you just gotta, hey, piece of chicken grease a lot of times. Letting go is really hard to do, especially when you're younger. Because you kind of want to hold on to it. You have fonder memories. Obviously, situations feel a lot bigger than they actually are, especially in high school and after high school. But I mean, you just got to learn to just let it go and let it be what it's going to be. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. You guys let me know what you think about that situation in the comments. On to our next one. Am I the asshole refusing to change someone's baby's diaper? Okay. My wife and I have been married for 10 plus years and have a few kids. Sister-in-law and her husband had a baby 2 years ago. No major complaints. They just tend to ask for people to do stuff that I would think they'd do themselves. They'll come over to our house. They live an hour away, and they'll ask ahead of time if we have their kids' favorite crackers on hand. Why they don't just pack the crackers, I don't know. They are well off. Money is not an issue. If one of them leaves the room, they'll ask one of us, my wife or my kids, to be in charge of the baby, even if the other parent is right there, just scrolling on their phone or something. But whenever I say something to my wife, she says I'm being too much. The other day, we're having a dinner at mother-in-law's house when the baby had a poopy diaper. Sister-in-law looks at me and says in the sweetest voice, "Uncle, can you change the diaper?" Frequently does this when we're there, but this was the first time I was asked. I answered politely, "No, I'm sorry, I don't do that." You don't do diapers? No, I don't do other people's kids' diapers if their mom or dad is around. I mean, if I'm babysitting, sure thing. But yeah, if the parents are around, I just feel like it's their job. Sister-in-law looks like she's ready to cry. Well, I feel selfish. I smiled to try to set her at ease, not trying to make you feel any way, just telling you a boundary is all. The table got really awkward as she got up and did the diaper. Afterwards, my wife blamed me for making sister-in-law feel bad and said I could have just changed the diaper. Not trying to make anyone feel bad, but I've had 3 kids of my own, and I always took responsibility of my own kids. I watched them, I packed for them, I changed for them, and I... Oh, wait, hold on. I changed them. I'm not looking to be secondary parent for this kid. You know, if I'm being honest with you, I agree with them facts, bro. Like, I understand where he's coming from. It's like, yo, if I'm babysitting the kid or if you guys aren't around, then yeah, I have no problem helping you. But if you're here, then handle your child. Like, what are we talking about? Handle your fucking child. You're here. It's not like you're not. Now, if you guys had to step out or say that you guys wanted to go on a little date or whatever, and you're like, hey, you know, can you guys watch the baby while we go out to dinner and we have some alone time, whatever, we'll come pick them up like in an hour, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Okay, understandable. But if you're right there, no. And I honestly think that it's a thing where they're kind of using you in a way because they don't want to do it. Now, I could be wrong, of course. It could be a thing where maybe they just want, you know, their family to be more involved in the baby's life. I mean, that could be another thing too. I could see that being a reason. I could see that being something that they would want to do. Like, hey, you know, I just want you more involved in my kid's life. Obviously, you know, you're the uncle and all this, and obviously my sister is the auntie, so you guys as uncle and auntie, I would want you guys to be more involved in all that kind of stuff. So I do understand that as well, but it just doesn't seem like they're going about it in that kind of way. It seems like they're going about it in a way of like, I kind of want to just take advantage, you know, while I got you here, so I don't have to do parenting stuff, you know, and I don't know. It could go both ways. Personally, I don't think he's the asshole, though. I don't. Because I would feel the same exact way, and I'd be telling my wife, no, what the fuck? Like, if we were babysitting the kid, or if the kid, or, you know, your sister and her husband weren't here, then cool. I have no problem changing baby's diaper. But if they're here, change that motherfucking diaper. That is your kid. I did it with mine. You know what I mean? He looks at it like, bro, I did it with mine. When my kids need their poopy diapers changed, I changed them. When I needed their shit packed, I packed their shit. When I needed, you know, them to do something, whatever it can be, I did it. Like, I didn't sit here and ask everybody else to do what I'm supposed to do as a parent. And that's how he's looking at it. I get it. You know, there could be a thing where they want, you know, the auntie and uncle to be closer with the baby and all that kind of stuff. 100% I get that, but when it comes to the responsibility side of it, hey, no, this is yours. Yeah, I'm gonna play with the kid and have fun, and then I'll be like, oh, poopy diaper, mommy, come get the poopy diaper. Like, I ain't dealing with that. Yeah, let's just be straight. So I don't know, man. You guys let me know what you think about it in the comments. Is it coming from a good place? Is it more malicious? I don't know. You guys let me know. All right, on to our next one. Am I the asshole? Found out my girlfriend is pregnant after she broke up with me. Uh-oh. That's kind of crazy. Let's see what's up. My girlfriend, Jennifer, and I broke up last month. More specifically, she broke it off, primarily because of disagreements in getting an apartment together. For the past 8 months, each of us have our own apartment, about 10 minutes from each other, and we would spend roughly half our time together split between the two. 2 weeks after the official breakup, it dwindled down in the months prior, and after not speaking for a while, Jennifer called me to tell me that she had fainted and went to the hospital, and could I please come and get her? Come and get her, take her home, and sleep over. Of course I did. She then told me the news that she found out at the hospital she was 10 weeks pregnant. We were both shocked as we were not trying. We spent the next 10 days at her apartment trying to digest it all, figure out what we were going to do, and obviously do all the appropriate tests that needed to be done. I then had to go abroad for work for a week. When I came back, I again came to hers for the next 3 nights. I told her I feel like it's easier for her there since it is bigger and she also has all her things. Though she said she didn't mind, this weekend we have a long weekend, and she asked where we would spend the weekend. I said again, we can go to mine, but I feel like it's easier for her at her apartment, and we are already here and we can just stay. She then told me that since I have been at her place the entire month, that I should be splitting the rent and bills with her for the past month. Oh shit. I thought this was absolutely absurd. We had a blowout where she said some really nasty things and told me to take my backpack of clothes and leave. Like, girl, I'm helping you out. What are we talking about here? Like, I'm helping you out by being here and staying at your house and attending to you and all this kind of shit. Like, come on now. That's a little fucked up. Like, I'm helping you, and I get it. I get what she means, but it's like I'm still paying for my place, you know? Mind you, I still have my apartment and bills 10 minutes away where I am constantly jumping back and forth from. Exactly. I just mentioned that. While I have been with her, I pay 100% for every meal, all restaurants, groceries, all the pharmacy stuff, and meds. Exactly. There's my payment to you. Like, what are we talking about here? And the thousands I spent on the pregnancy-related genetic testing, ultrasounds, etc. Aside from weekends, I come to her place around 8 or 9 p.m. Once she is back from work and ready, I usually finish sooner and wait at my place. I leave hers at 8:30 a.m. When she needs to leave for work, I go back to mine because I don't need to be at work that early and don't even have a key to her apartment. I live out of a backpack while I am there because she never made any room for my stuff, even though she has half a dresser full of her things at my place. Damn, that's insane. Today is April 30th, and we have been there for 14 nights total this month. April 1st through the 10th, we were still broken up. I think it is absolutely absurd for her to ask this of me. Am I the asshole? We broke up over problems. Hold on. God damn it. Phone, stop. We broke up over problems looking for an apartment together. She moved into her apartment in September. Okay, this is just a bunch of bullshit. All right. I mean, because, like, okay, part of me is like, damn, nigga, you're doing too much. You know, if I'm being honest with you. Because you guys really aren't together, and it seems like she's the only one winning out of this situation. Like, you're not getting really anything out of this. I mean, anything. And so that's where I'm kind of like, this is fucked up. But at the same time, that is your kid. You know, so it's like, you kind of have to do these things. I mean, you kind of do, you kind of don't. Personally, I would cut back on helping her as much as you are. Look, I get it. You know what I mean? You want to do all these things. You want to do this stuff. But you do got to understand that, for one, that ain't your girl. You know? Like, you guys aren't together. That's not your girlfriend anymore. I get you guys have a kid together. 100%. And obviously be supportive. But I think she's going to have to put in a little more. You know? Instead of you doing everything, she's going to have to put in a little something. Because it's like, look, bro, I'm doing this for the kid, not you. Yeah. And I think that she thinks that you're doing all of this for her and that you're doing, you know what I mean? I don't know if she thinks that you're trying to get back with her, but you just got to lay it down a little bit and be like, hey, man, you know, you got to help me out with some of this stuff. Yeah, it's going to have to come down to that. Like, you're going to have to help me out with some of this stuff because it's going to get kind of ridiculous. The fact that she's already asking, oh, no, you need to pay for half the rent and all this kind of stuff and bills at my place because you're here. It's like, wait, what? After I pay for all of the meds and the pregnancy shit and the ultrasounds, like, I'm paying my weight pretty well. Like, get the fuck out of here. And then the fact that it's like she didn't make no room for him at his place, knowing that he was going to be here because of the baby and stuff like that. Like, and she's got a whole half of a drawer at his house. Like, that's insane. You know, so that's what I mean by like he's getting fucking nothing out of this. So that's why I would pull back on your support and be like, yo, you need to start, you know, putting up some weight. You know what I mean? Either like paying, you know, your way when it comes to the meds or taking care of this and that. Like, you know, I need some reciprocation here. I can't be just doing everything. I understand that that's your kid and you're doing all of this because you're doing it for the baby. I fully understand that and support it. But again, you kind of got to look out for yourself a little bit on this one, you know, because I think she's kind of taking advantage. And with her asking you to pay for like half of her bills, I think she's trying to see how much she can get out of you. Yeah. Like, how much can I get out of this nigga? Like, how much can I, because I don't want to say this, but I might have to mention it just to the fact that I think she is looking at a situation where, you know, she's going to want to keep the kid and like only give you visitation rights. She's not going to want to like, I hope it doesn't come to that, but the patterns are just kind of showing that that's how she's going to kind of be. Yeah, because the fact that he's doing all of this and then she's just like, ooh, how much can I get out of him? Like, let me see if he'll pay half my bills and half my rent and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And I think that was her kind of just seeing how much she can get away with, if I'm being real. And so that's why I think you should just pull back a little bit and be like, all right, look, man, you know, I can't be doing all this, you know what I mean, by myself. Like, I'm not about to sit here and do all this because, for one, you're not my girl. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing this for the kid. I'm not doing this for you. So, whatever the kid needs, that's what I'm going to pay for, and that's what I'm going to put in. But anything that regards you take care of that yourself, is how I would go about that. You know, because, again, it's not your girl, bro. I mean, unless you guys had some talks about getting back together and, you know, maybe trying to work this out because you guys are having a kid, then sure, maybe you could go that route and you could, you know, try to get back together with her and so on and so forth. But that is up to you. I mean, I'm not about to sit here and be like, hey, you know, this is what you should do. All I'm saying is that I wouldn't put so much effort into a girl that is not my girl. You know, I would be doing what's necessary for the baby, but not her. You know what I mean? Because this, like I said, this asking for you to pay half her bills and stuff like that, I think that's her kind of dipping her toe in the water to see how much can I get away with? How much can I get out of this guy? You know, and I don't want you to get played like a little fool, man. I really don't. Because, again, she looks at it like, I don't love this nigga. I'm not with him. You know what I mean? I didn't ask him to do all this. He's doing this. That's how she's going to frame it. Oh, I didn't ask you to do all this. Oh, I didn't. Like, yeah, trust me. They always try to get away with that bullshit. I already know all the women common excuses, you know what I mean? They love to use the same ones over and over again. So that's what it is on that one. All right, this is going to be our last one for today's episode. This one is, am I wrong for going off on my fiance for bringing another guy into the house? Okay. Hello, just for context, I am a 34 male, and I have, and for reasons why, I started dating a 21-year-old female. We have been dating for a little over 7 months. My late wife passed away 8 months ago, and she has been there to comfort me through the storm. A couple of weeks ago, however, I started noticing a change with her. She was always so engaging with me. Every time she saw me, she would sit there and make me feel like my heart was finally starting to mend. A few weeks ago, she came back from work without the usual happy face and engaging attitude that she has. Now she is young, so she usually gets like this from time to time, but for some odd reason, I noticed something different. She was texting and laughing a whole lot more than she usually does. When I asked her about it, initially she was very vague in her response and said it was just friends and nothing more. But over the oncoming weeks, I became increasingly worried about the time that she is texting and conversing with her friends. Last Monday, she went over to a guy's house after work for 3 hours, then came back. Ooh. Oh, that's not good. At that point, she told me that she was planning on seeing another guy at his house. When I asked her how she knew these individuals, the first one was he's a new employee at work. The other guy was a guy she met at a bus stop, I'm assuming during the time she started acting different. Unfortunately, the plan with the other guy did not work out, but unbeknownst to me, she has set it up where she would invite him over to our house. A few days before he came over, I told my fiance exactly how worried I was having someone else in the house, especially a guy who you've only met at a bus stop. She told me to trust her and that I did not trust her if I kept asking questions, and that she wanted me out of the house for 4 hours while they hang out. Oh, no. Fast forward today, the day that they're supposed to meet up, and I told her that I wanted her to call me every 30 minutes and that no one was to be in that bedroom. I did everything I could to stop it at this point, but I eventually relented and left the house. I left the house at 6:20. She told me the guy was going to be there at 7. Fast forward even more. At 10:55, I call her to ask if she was okay. She was initially texting me constantly at first and then started to not text me at all after a while. She was extremely intoxicated and told me, "You don't trust me. If you come to the house, I won't let you in." We only had one set of keys and she had them for context. Next time I call her, she sounds like she just got done running an Olympic marathon. And she tells me not to worry about it. So, in all my judgment, I rush back only to see her inebriated out of her mind with the guy still in the house. Now, at this point, I'm a pretty big guy and pretty intimidating. So it wasn't long before he was trying to leave. She was holding me back from beating him to a pulp. At this point, I turned my head right to see 2 condoms laying by the TV. So I'm not staying the night tonight. She said she did not cheat, but hold on. She said she did not cheat, but the night tonight. Hold on. She said she did not cheat, but there were condoms. So he had intentions of having relations with her. What should I do? You need to leave, bro. You need to leave. You're being played. You are being played like a fucking fiddle. The fact that you are letting this woman run all over you is ridiculous. You need to put your fucking foot down with this girl. The hell are we talking about? Like, if she is, not coming home and not being enthusiastic, okay, whatever. If she's giggling and laughing on her phone and you're asking what's going on and she's like, oh, it's just friends, whatever. All right, then. If she went to a nigga's house for 3 hours and then came back, I would have been like, what the fuck is going on here? What are you doing? Why are you going to some dude's house for 3 hours? Like, what the fuck is this? And if she's sitting there talking about, oh, you don't trust me, this and that, I'm like, no, I don't fucking trust you. Because if I trusted you, if you were worth trusting, you wouldn't have gone to a nigga's house for fucking 3 hours. So, no, I don't trust you because this action shows that I shouldn't trust you. The fuck are we talking about? But no, your dumb ass let this slide. And then she felt bold enough to be like, I need you out of the house so this guy can come over. You're a fucking idiot. You want to know what she's really doing? She is compartmentalizing guys to where you are the guy who pays for her place to live, who pays for her experiences and food and all this kind of stuff. You're the money guy. Chad over there, Chad is the broke sexy guy. Chad's the nigga that's getting the sex. He is fucking your girl. He is pound-towning your girl. He is literally ramming his schnitzel as far as he can into that woman. Over and over again while your dumb ass is sitting somewhere out of the house for a couple hours. Like, nigga, what are you doing? You are being played so hard. And she's doing it in front of your face. She's doing it in front of your face, bro. That's probably the most diabolical part of it. Is that she's doing it right in front of your face. And you're sitting there just thinking, everything's fine. Everything is okay. I can trust her. You're a bigger fool than I thought. I'm telling you, man. She doesn't give a fuck about you. I would be like, get your shit and get the fuck out my house. We're done. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would break up with her immediately. Immediately. You want Chad over there? Go ahead, man. Go ahead and go live with Chad. Since you want to be at his house for 3 hours, go ahead. Go live with that nigga. Because you ain't getting shit from me. Fuck we talking about here? You know what I mean? You can go live with Schnitzel Boy over there. You know, because I guarantee you, bro, it was a thing where I guarantee you their relationship started off really good and, you know, she was super interested in him and stuff like that. But see, I think she was only interested because of what he could give her, and what she wanted out of him was obviously a place to stay, you know, money and experiences, whatever the case may be. Like, he was just money guy. I guarantee you she didn't really find him attractive. It was just the fact that he had his own place, that he was well established, all that stuff. And then what she was doing, it was like, well, you know, I got this new guy at my job. He kind of fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, you know, he's going to be my sex guy. And this guy, trust me, he's probably never dated a girl that looks like me. So it's all good. I'm totally fine. You know, I can just say it to his face. Yeah, because she did. She was like, oh, I need you out of the house so my guy friend can come over. Fuck no. I'd have been like, bitch, who do you think you are? You're in my house telling me to leave my house. The fuck are you talking about? And who is this nigga coming over? Because I don't know nobody. I don't know this guy that you met at a bus stop. The fuck are we talking about? The fuck? Nah, man. You can get the hell out of my house, man. You want to be playing this. And they, again, man. Yeah, she played you, bro. She played you hard. You need to go. You need to break up with this nigga immediately. You need to get her the fuck out of there and be like, hey, man, get out of here. Get out of my house. You know, get the fuck out of my house. I don't have anywhere to go. You should have thought about that. You know, again, go with Schnitzel Boy. You know what I mean? Fuck that. Fuck out of my house. I'm telling you, man, y'all dudes be just letting these bitches walk all over you. To your face. To your face. That's insane. Again, with the whole her coming home and not being as enthusiastic, all right, it's cool. It's whatever. You know what I mean? Asking about, you know, what's going on her phone. Oh, it's just friends. All right, it is what it is. But the fact that you were at a nigga's house for 3 hours, nah. That wouldn't fly with me. That's probably where I would have broken up with her right then and there. You know, because I guarantee you, I would have confronted her. Why are you at a dude's house for 3 hours? What the fuck is going on? What are you doing? And she's over here, oh, you don't trust me. Oh, this, and that. No, I don't fucking trust you. You were at a dude's house for 3 hours. Of course I don't fucking trust you. What are we talking about here? Hey. Yeah, bro, you're getting played. You need to fucking leave her immediately. You're stupid. You were just money guy. Chad Snitchelcock over there, he was the real guy. Yeah, that she wants to be with. So you go ahead and kick her ass out and be like, go ahead, go on with Chad Snitchelcock. Go ahead, go with him. Bye. And scoot her little ass out of here, man. You know, I would dog her out one more time. You know what I mean? Just dog her out, fuck her real good, and then be like, get out of my house. All right, that's toxic. That's all bad. I'm going to go ahead and end today's episode, man. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Woo, craziness. Let me know what you think about it in the comments of all the scenarios we've gone over, the confession time, the thread, everything. Let me know down in the comments, man. Again, patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. $3 a month, get you that exclusive episode every single Friday. Over 100 hours of content over there, man. Definitely check all that out. As well as subscribing on YouTube, following us on Instagram and TikTok, and checking out the streams, you know what I mean? Every Monday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we go live. And yeah, man, love you guys all. I will see you on Thursday for more chapters of our book. I think we're probably going to do maybe 3 more chapters. The chapters tend to be small, so I can't really tell. Like with Haunting Adeline, all the chapters were like about the same length, so I would know, okay, cool, we're just gonna do 2 chapters, cool, we're gonna do 3 chapters. But with this book, they vary, so like some chapters are like short and some are long, so it all depends. But I will see you guys Thursday for our book, and yeah, man, love you all and peace.